Hey there, welcome back for another segment. And today I want to talk about dun, dun, dun. I got to be dramatic, right? I'm not going to be dramatic. I'm not going to be dramatic. I'm just going to talk to you about what I wanted to talk to you about today. And that is when God lets your enemy in your space. Like when God lets your enemy interrupt you and interrupt your life. Just show up all in your space, getting all on your nerves, just doing too much. Yeah. I want to talk about that today. And before I go further, I want to ask you, do you ever, and listen, had to clear my throat. You already know about me that I'm all about real talk, realness, and, all of that good stuff or whatever. And so, I'm just going to ask the question. I hope you don't get offended by it, but, some of you will completely identify. And my question is, do you ever get pissed off with God? Like, do you ever just get pissed? Like, God, what are you doing? God, where are you at? I know I'm not the only one. But I do want to say this. I don't get pissed off with God anymore. But I used to really get pissed off with God. Like really, really. And it was bad because the craziest part about it all is here it is. I'm sitting here pissed off with the one that's taking care of me. But when you caught up in your stuff, like you kind of don't see that though. You know what I'm saying? Like if any of you have ever felt this, then you completely understand what I'm saying. You completely know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I think that's the reason why it's so important to identify the robber, identify your enemy. I think that's why it's so important to do that because, just the whole premise of this show is about God being blamed for, stuff that he didn't do, that he didn't cause, that he didn't do, but he gets the bad rap, and so that's the very premise of of my conversations with all of you. Yeah. But, he also encourages us, well, he doesn't tell us to, but there's a scripture that talks about identify the robber. When you identify the robber, that they have to put back what they stole sevenfold. Well, it's not necessarily a command to identify your enemy or identify the robber, but it's definitely wisdom, to identify because let's just bring that to natural things. Okay, so you go, here it is, you've got a really good dude, a really good chick in your life, right? And one day off the cuff, you just start accusing them of stuff. Like, just real belligerent, real angry, just saying some mean and some hurtful things because, I mean, you've been poked. Somebody poked the bear. Like, you in your bag. You in a bad space and somebody gonna pay. Like, that kind of thing. So this person, they didn't do anything, but you think they did it, right? You think they did it. You didn't really investigate. You didn't really ask the questions. You didn't do your due diligence. You think they did it because of how it appears, right? So then you start cussing them out, you start threatening them, you start talking all your toughness, all your trash and everything or whatever. And like I said, you say some mean things, you say some hurtful things, definitely some stuff that you'll regret. And then this person is like, wait, what? What are you talking about? I didn't do that. And then they're telling you they didn't do it. They're telling you they didn't say it. But you just going on and on. You just going in. And, the accusations, they don't stop. Now remember, the accuser of the brethren, who is that? Right? Okay, so where do accusations come from? False accusations, should I say. Yeah, you get the point. So here it is. You're making these false accusations. You're placing blame on this person. And you're just completely out of control. And more importantly, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Because they're telling you, I didn't do that. They're telling you, I didn't say that. They're telling you, listen, that wasn't me. But again, because of how things appear, because of how you feel, and I'm using my quotation fingers, because of how you feel, because of how things appear, you're not hearing them. You're not receiving what they're saying to you. So you just piling it on. You got attitude, everything, whatever. And then in hindsight, when you calm down, you calm down, right? And you hear the facts. More importantly, you hear the truth. Because I always say, it's not my saying, but, I always say that truth overrides facts all day, every day. So you hear the facts, you hear the truth, and you're like, oh, man, dang, I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what if... What if that person wasn't so quick to forgive? What if that person wasn't so quick to forgive? Luckily for you, God is that quick to forgive, because that's what we tend to do with God. So here it is, this natural person. We do that to a person that we care about, that we love, and that we know loves us in the natural. We carry on that way. We do that or whatever. We get pissed with people. We sometimes get pissed with God. Might not be right about it, but we do. And I think that it's important to address that. I don't think it's blasphemous. I don't think it's disrespectful. I don't even think that God feels some kind of way about it. Because I think it's not what we say, it's how we say it. And so if God already knows that you're pissed with him, right? But you want to act like, oh, well, I'm not pissed with God because I can't. I'm using my quotation fingers too. I can't be pissed with God. I'm not allowed to be pissed with God. Like, like that's just, you can't, you can't feel that way. You can't, it's a lie. It's really a lie, because you and your humanity have real feelings. And what's true is that God knows what those feelings are. So here it is. You've got a condition of the heart that isn't being addressed, that isn't being fixed. It's not being handled. Why? Because you're not being honest. because you're not walking in truth. So here it is. Some of you may be sitting here so hung up and cringing on the fact that I said use the word pissed and the word God in the same sentence or in the same story or whatever. Well, if that's offensive to you, I definitely apologize for being offensive, because it's not my intention. It's not my intention to be offensive, yet it is my intention to be authentic. It is my intention to be me. And I do know that when a person is angry, when a person is broken, when a person is, frustrated and furious, niceties, who demonstrates niceties when they're pissed off? You understand what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, you're pissed and you don't have to pretend that you're not pissed. You've got to address that because, like I said, I used to get pissed off with God. I don't get pissed off with God anymore. Now, I still have questions sometimes. And I go to him with my questions. Because I've got questions. Like the title, the whole concept of this this what we're talking about today. And that is, when God, or why God allows your enemy into your space. Like, I remember, okay, I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Well, I was about to, but let me stay right here. So, yeah, sometimes I have questions about that because I'm like, God, you're God. Why? And have any of you ever been there? Like, God, why? Or are you one of the people who say, oh, well, you never question God, never question God. Like, that's such, I mean, no offense to you, no disrespect to you, but that's just such bull. That's such bull because the Bible clearly says that if you lack wisdom, ask God for it. And if you have questions, who else would you go to except him? I mean, he is the one to go to. And you don't understand everything that happens. You don't understand why everything happens. You don't understand why he does the things that he does. Why does he do the things that he does? And sometimes it's in the asking of the question that you come to the realization, or you come to the truth that it wasn't him anyway. Like, you're like, well, God, why did you do this? Or why did you allow that to happen? Or why did you make that happen? Or however you want to phrase the question. And then you come to find out it wasn't God at all. But if you never asked that question, how would you have ever known? How would you have ever come to the conclusion? How would you have ever been able to get free of that anger, and that mistrust? Because that anger and those disappointments and those frustrations, they all lead to mistrust. It makes it hard, almost impossible, for you to trust God. Now, we'll say that we trust God, but you and I both know that when it really, really comes down to it, most of the time, we're not really trusting him because we feel like we believe that he has failed us before. But if you didn't ask the questions, or if you didn't get an understanding of why, the enemy was in your space, if you didn't identify who your enemy was and, those kind of things, then boom, you never would process it. You never would get free. You never would heal. You would just always have that mistrust. But you know what? This is going to be a part 2. I'm going to do a part 2. But for now, I'm going to say bye. But before I do, I want to encourage you to follow me on social media. You can find me at Ray Share Solutions on all of social media. And don't forget to leave a comment because I'd like to hear your thoughts. This is a dialogue, right? So definitely chime in, leave your thoughts, get in on the conversation. I would love to know what you think about what I've said so far, and definitely check back for part 2. Bye for now.